Saturday's showdown, B&K Furex versus Guangdong Freaks.
Wholeheartedly with you on that one.
Why is it taking them so long to find Rumble? Aurora is going to be the choice. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Of course!
This is how we start this off. It's Durora. Thank you very much.
Absolutely nuts. But it does feel to me a little bit flimsy. This is the type of composition that can quickly fall apart if we see individual pieces out of order.
Working together all that well. KT with a bunch of OP champions, but who knows whether that's going to make the difference. Jump into the rift for game one. But Q now on cooldown for a little bit. See whether they can get rid of some of these plants. It looks like they won't be able to, but Perfect has to flash very early on. And Guangdong Freaks will just get Pyoshik out of here. He's still sticking around though. 3 versus 2 here for KT. Maybe a 3 versus 3 as Pyoshik, he manages to get it down to 8 health on the big Raptor.
Makes sense that Bulldog is really struggling in these early trades, but I'm mainly going to be looking towards is how does he use the ultimate, because it's by far, I think, the strongest part of this champion. It's also kind of hard to use reliably is Cuz. They get this.
Yeah, Cuz just kind of walks on over. Now a twisting advance onto BDD, but he's going to put him on the mini equalizer. Still, BDD's in trouble. That's first blood going to the Aurora. She just throws down the ulti. Does have to flash in the end, but I'm reckoning he's going to say worth for that one.
You have a lot of threat in chokes as well. If you're ever late to an objective, there's no point. Because between Bullet Time, Alistair existing, and Zyra and Rumble, you need to be there first. And right now, it looks like that is the case here for Guangdong. It's Bulldog using his stealth to walk up a little bit.
Yep, skipping across the veil, as it were. But he'll be all right. Cuz
that'll be 4.
Yeah, just going to start this one up. Exactly. KT was, of course, able to get a couple of them, but the fact that it was just that cheeky little smite on 79 health from Cuz to lock down one of them, getting the 4th is actually kind of huge. Deft is just taking first turret as we say it, and Pyoshik will be able to take away the enemy Raptors. The enemy Krugs, get a little bit of extra there as Leaper is able to at least get a few, but it looks like Deft, I mean, very, very close to being able to just take this full turret, and he should be able to grab that last plate as well. And Deft getting fed is kind of just the game plan for KT most of the time. All right, this Rift Herald going down as Cuz's angle a little bit strange on this one. He's looking for Perfect and for Deft. Bullet Time immediately comes down as Bulldog just throws Deft into the circle. Will be able to take him down. It's a 2-for-2 trade so far though, as Bulldog just going to be ripped to shreds. BDD gets his revenge, and it's a 3-for-2 trade in the end. Have no idea who got the Rift Herald. It's actually BDD that collects that one. So a big trade up here for KT.
Get the objective, get the mid lane turret. Barrel's a little far up here.
Yeah, he's going to headbutt Andil away, but now he's just going to try and turn it. Bulldog is going to get ultimated again, and BDD will take him down. The full Bullet Time into the face of this Aurora. And yeah, that's Deft. I think he'll have the Infinity Edge now.
This is his W right from the get-go there, so he doesn't have the gap close. He can't get out, he can't use the stealth. And then here is don't have the damage. That is a Barrel with ultimate, so isn't really any way to take him down.
It just, you have to listen. And they were never going to win, I guess, unless Leaper just solo kills Deft, which he probably will. Yeah, Deft's just going to go down. That's inconsequential. That's not a cast.
Perfect also just absorbs the ganks. The fact that Deft is just here next to Zeri,
yeah,
you don't win the all-in.
That's remained stagnant for quite some time, as I've seen this play before. Bulldog's just going to blow him up. He is enough, to be perfectly honest. Let's have a look at this from Deft's perspective.
탑 2차 쪽 대체가 별로
미드 걸을 거예요. Okay, he's just he's like, what just happened?
Already, Barrel also going for the, and I did have to look up the name, Synchronized Souls.
All right, we're going to have to interrupt you there momentarily. Stranglethorn's going to be full-on avoided as Pyoshik is put into a circle. He's the one that's going to be assassinated this time around, and BDD chased out. The Bramble Smash is so good, as at least the turnaround is pseudo there, but Leaper is getting certified. Barrel is going to fall down. It's a triple kill for the Zeri, and Guangdong Freaks turning this.
I'm not sure. Feel like he could have definitely used it, but I think they were kind of looking good. Yeah, they should be able to get this, although Andil.
Yeah, he can possibly get in here. Nature's Grasp is going to be tanked by Beryl. Everyone sort of lines up for it. The extended beam not really working out as they do get the ulti down. But Perfect is now looking to barbecue them. The Aurora goes down, but she does kill Deft as well as Kwangdong Freaks just get full control of the pit. They equalize the Dragons, and they are well and truly back in this game.
GA foregone. Instead, BDD full damage with the IE.
Of course, it's the let's hope I survive so that I can just kill all of them. And Infinity Edge going to be a big one there. It's Pioshik, no idea what's happening around this Baron as they put down the circle. Perfect flashes out of it. But this is all just to create space. BDD coming on over, looks for Bulldog, knows that there's no ulti, but he gets caught. The Magnus Storm comes in and he has to flash away. The Baron secured here by the Kwangdong Freaks. They do lose a fair bit of health, but an equalizer does nothing. All 5 members get out with the Baron, and Kwangdong Freaks with this whole game under their control.
These fights, Atlas.
Indeed. Cuz taking a fair bit of damage there. But he can just sip some sap, and he's going to be A-okay. There's a circle down once again. It's the bullet time, but this is what we were talking about before. Beryl, he goes in. They're just underneath the turret having a party. They are so tanky. As Beryl, his aftershock goes off, his will looking pretty breakable as it does wear off. And Kwangdong Freaks just wandering casually towards these Nexus turrets, and they're looking to do it again, moving up to 1-0 in the series. The Nature's Grasp comes out just to get the finishing touches on this one. Pioshik going down once again. This guy Zyra hasn't looked very good this season and is continuing to get punished. There it goes, the Nexus to go down next, and Kwangdong Freaks passing the first test on their trip to playoffs. Kind of killed everyone. Kind of ridiculous having a look here, 23.1k, but a lot of it was a lot more valuable than what we saw out of BDD's 27.0. Yeah, KT just kind of not surviving long enough in that game to actually close it out.
Dudu was also there.
I'm looking at Cuz's Nidalee, and I have not seen that lose.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to go towards. Cuz in a matchup that is very winning for Nidalee, one of the main reasons why we saw a return even pre-faded Ashes back at MSI.
For game number 2. Is a relatively likely story. KT utilizing the Braum early game to try and get a little bit of extra power as Kwangdong Freaks wanting to deny.
And is a little bit low.
Yeah, Cuz is going to come down, see whether he can collect his gold. In goes the Rakan. Beryl shows him the door, though. Stand behind Braum, not necessarily doing too much here, as let's see whether they can protect him. The answer's no. Leaper taking a fair bit of damage, but Deft is not with enough to get anything back. And that is first blood. Beryl already on the floor. Absolutely. This is certainly feeling like it's more about the Kwangdong Freaks and their ability to try and make their place in the playoffs known.
Perfect.
All right, Perfect looking for an angle here. Does find the Shuriken onto Cuz. They take a couple of these grubs, and it looks like KT are just going to back away after that. Kwangdong Freaks come down, they will be able to secure the last one.
Yeah. Safe bet. Don't have ult on Pioshik, and I think that finding, isolating, killing an individual target is what makes you have a shot in that 3v3.
As Pioshik has already started off this dragon. Cuz going to at least throw a spear at it. Pioshik going to have to get out of here, but may have just leashed this one for the Kwangdong Freaks. As Grand Entrance does connect, Deft able to get out of the way of a fair bit of the damage. The ulti does come through. Beryl's going to flash as Bulldog looks for the Q, doesn't get it. Spear also goes wide. As Kwangdong Freaks will have to give up this dragon for now. Pioshik in the area. Cuz turning back up once again as this battle for the dragon continues.
You cannot do this. You don't have Cryo.
All right. Well, Spear going to connect onto Deft. He might just need to vacate the area as BDD is moving over. Bulldog going to have to go back as the Glacial Prison goes wide. KT might actually be able to get out of here, but they're not actually going to be able to fight for the dragon. So that is finally going to go over the Kwangdong Freaks. KT trying to get Andil out of the area. Cuz on a bit of a flank angle here as the teleport comes in. Andil in a bit of trouble. The knock-up comes down and Andil is just wiped off the map. Now Bulldog, he's come on in, he's unbound the soul, and that is going... Speaking of souls, the Swift Rift after the Drift Rift, you love to see it.
Huge gold lead, but that alone was not enough, and if they get access to the Herald, I think that Kwangdong going to be looking towards the mid lane turret. I don't really think that KT is in a position to contest this.
Yeah, they have one of the ultimates back up and available. The Glacial Prison is going to be there, but Cuz should just be able to take Shelly down. There it goes, pokes her in the eye, and is able to take
get
this.
the Baron, not the Baron, the Herald.
Yeah, the Herald recall.
Access to that, as well as a little bit of extra out of combat movement speed.
It's pretty cute. Feels like a barrel item. The guy loved Moby Boots, so it does make some sense. Of course, secured. KT, like we were talking about, their turret doesn't instantly die. However, it is very, very close. Sort of just waiting for Leaper to be able to take that one down. Beryl making his way back out to lane. And we're getting slowly but surely towards these 2-item spikes, but we're not there yet for KT. So they will lose this turret in mid lane. And that gold lead, 3,000 gold now. It is steadily. Really, really like that, you know, the experiment was taken here by KT to leave it up. They were punished for that, and that gives you power in the next draft. KT still with a fair few tools. All right, there's the flash forward. Okay, Beryl. They are going to be able to get the stun, but Bulldog does create enough space. Big one, not enough. Create that one. A good friend Dale Kerrigan, one of his phenomenal films. But I digress. This top lane out of turret, not going to die just yet. There is quite a bit of defense. And Cuz is looking to just take the first Cloud Drake of the game. Grand Entrance going to connect here onto Pyosik. He is pretty tanky. I believe an equalizer was just used to clear out that wave as well, and that is going to delay even further. And so Cuz, utilizing this extra time that he is being bought by that equalizer's use on the top side of the map to guarantee that this Drake does go down. And the smoke and mirrors being utilized beautifully. Bulldog going to have his red buff denied, unfortunately. And by his red buff, I mean KT's red buff.
Nash definitely a little bit slower, and we do see the poke.
Yeah,
coming through here.
He's going to connect onto Beryl. He hasn't used the door just yet. Does use it there as the Glacial Prism will connect. And Andal just explodes once again. The spear not going to land as now Bulldog looking for the angle. They get on top of Pyosik. He flashes, but it's not enough depth. Trying desperately to keep himself alive, and he's going to burn down to the godlike equalizer from the Durumble. Oh my goodness, they just execute all of them. And that should be a free Baron. Andal for 5.
That was just sustains off of the wave.
Oh, that is completely nuts. He just cleanse flashes, even hit by the shuriken, and then just decides he's not even going to shoot him. Cover me, cover me, cover me is what he was yelling. Behind both KT and BNK. And so we'll be able to equalize in that wins column.
Also, we'll pull ahead in game score. Actually, be 4 games ahead if they get to 2-0.
Yeah, there's the Grand Entrance. Equalizer goes down. It is melting them. The barrel is going to fall, but there is the exhaust. A bit late onto Perfect, who was already able to take down Andal. But Andal is very happy to die in these fights because they still win them even after he falls down. So a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Quandong Freaks, and they will be able to continue pushing. Baron be damned.
Oh, maybe a trap.
Oh, doo-doo. Equalizer going down. Perfect just going to flash. So flash for Equalizer coming on through, and the Equalizer's cooldown is not very large, but the Baron is up.
No, like, look at it. Like, it's level 17.
Yeah, it's almost up again.
There's still, oh, that's a bit risky, to be completely fair. Perfect doesn't have flash, but he does have his ultimate. They're gonna see this now.
True Shot Barrage actually pretty valuable there as well, as Beryl going to get tagged. And Andal, he's out of the fight already. Quandong Freaks at 50% health as far as these 4 champions are concerned.
100%.
Yep, KT going for the Hail Mary, and you can understand exactly why. Teleport's going to come in. That ultimate still not up for Dudu as the stun's going to come down, but the ulti is buffered from Bulldog. The ulti goes to Narnia from Pyosik, and down goes the Corki. And so much of the damage is Cuz. It's just Battle Kitty tearing them apart, and Bulldog, he just win. What? It's an ace for Quandong Freaks, and they're going to win the series. The back line. How does that even work? Okay, they're just gonna funnel in. This is Quandong Freaks with the 2-0 over KT. Look at that. The equalizer goes down. Dude didn't even have it for the fight. He didn't need it. He got to burn the Nexus with it.
And a heartbreaking 2-0 here for KT, but Quandong making an absolutely colossal step.
Against this man here today. CV Max, you can see, look at that. So proud of his boy in the mid lane. Extremely animated is CV Max, just in general. He's just excited about how he was playing.
That's A perfect KDA on the Yone. And we haven't even talked about Dudu yet. Gets Rumble and shows us why that shouldn't be a thing, Atlas.
I mean, victory. Looks like those Feral Druid buffs really did do a lot of work with the extra AoE damage that he was capable of. Really beautifully done there from Cuz. And he's not allowed to get in Italy. This guy is so incredible.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jason for the POG interview translation. And in today's second match, Kwangdong Freak secured a victory against KT Roaster. And let's have a chat with the POGs, Bulldog and Cuz. Congratulations on the win, guys. Kwangdong Freaks has done it again. You won against KT in both rounds. How do you guys feel about the win? I mean, today is a do or die day, you know. We had to win this match, and I'm so glad we managed to pull it off. It feels amazing. What about you, Cuz?
일단 KT가 아무래도 좀 그래도
Well,
강팀에 속할 수 있는 팀이다
KT is one of the strong teams in the LCK, so we wished we could pull off a victory here, but I'm more happy with the fact that we were able to display a very clean performance. It means a lot to us. But I do want to talk about Aurora first, Bulldog. You are the first players to play Aurora in the LCK. So you just locked it in as soon as it was let through. Is Aurora's tier that high? Well, based on my solo queue experience and also playmaking wise, or like just basic stat wise, Aurora is pretty strong. Well, a lot of players actually mentioned that it might be better utilized in the top lane. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, it is viable on the top lane, but still, it's a very decent pick for mid lane as well. I mean, she is indeed a very short-ranged mage champion, but it's pretty good. As a jungler, how do you like Aurora mid? I mean, she's getting a lot of compliments, but I think today was mostly about Bulldog being a great pilot, and her ult is pretty OP right now, so Riot needs to do something about it for sure. And Bulldog, just like you mentioned, she has a very short range. So how does he deal with champions like Corki in lane? I thought the laning phase would be very tough, but still her ultimate is so OP. So I just wanted to get through lanes in order to show the real value out of her. I mean, she is definitely talk of a town right now. She is just here and there flying throughout the team fights. So let's take a look at this replay where she was able to hop in and out and do so much damage and clear out the fight. So to be honest, I just ulted and get popped, you know? That's all I did over there. Cuz, would you like to break it down for us? So because opponents were having a longer range, we knew that they were trying to wrap us around, but Aurora, she could flank or either just go face to face, but she this time just decided to go straight to their face, and then I guess it kind of flustered the opponents. You know, she was just like walking straight to them and ulted, and they were like, whoa, this also works like this. So I think that also was pretty powerful over there. And then we had Rakan from Andil as well, and your Nidalee. Both champions are the undefeated picks. For you guys, were you guys feeling confident about the draft? I mean, yeah, because we were secured the champions that we are very good at the moment, and also I think our coaching staff did a fantastic job rounding out the comp and telling us the directions for the gameplay as well. So now that you guys have all the information, I think you guys really have to be careful with letting those undefeated champions through for us.
확실히 앞에 서줄 챔피언이 없고 상대방의
So,
깜짝 이니시에 좀
there were
약하기
some
때문에
moments where the opponents were
이용할 수
actually
있지만
finding some angle for
다르게
team
보면은
fights.
그
But
점만
so how did
조심하면은
you
괜찮을
manage
수 있기
to kind
때문에
of deal with
이제
the
그런 것들을 계속
situations?
신경 쓰면서
So
플레이하려고
yeah,
했던 것 같아요.
we sometimes got surprised by the initiation attempts from the enemies, but as long as we keep that in mind and react to it, you know, in a proper way, we thought we will still win the team fights. So over there as well, we were trying to get visions, you know, we were just fighting for the visions, you know, contesting for the river fight, and then Rakan was looking for a little angle, and then they were going all in for Rakan. So it actually opens up more space for us to win the follow-up fights.
시험 실패.
So I guess, you know, they got a little bit charmed by that Rakan, you know. I guess like Andil was making a play to taunt the opponents, and they were actually like pouring their abilities. So we were in a really good spot. And Leaper also managed to survive there. Leaper, I think, is in a great form today. You know, he was doing a great job of surviving, but also he had a really good read on the matchup as well. And after that play, he was like, "Guys, did you see? I popped off. That's crazy. Like I need compliments." So he was also very satisfied with his own play. Anything you want to say to him then? Yeah, Leaper, you did an amazing job. You know, props to you. I believe in you. And Bulldog, you were in a very aggressive position as well. Were you confident to win out that team fight? I mean, pretty much similar to what Cuz said, you know, as long as I can kind of force out a lot of their critical abilities, I believe my teammates will be able to win the team fight. And at the end, CV Max came over and talked to you a lot. So you almost missed the timing for your celebration as well. What was he talking about? He was basically like telling me how to find the angle to attack and also like get out of that fight. You know, you have to know how to play with the aggro and stuff. So I was getting a lot of like compliments and also some feedbacks. Well, speaking of celebration, Bulldog, you are on fire in terms of ceremonies. So you started off with the tiramisu dance challenge, and then last week you did the cheerleader challenge, and today you did the G-idol dance challenge. So how do you come up with all those ideas? I don't give it a lot of thought, you know. When I'm about to win the match, I'm like, what should I do today? And then it just like pops to my mind. And indeed, today was a very important match for Kwangdong Freaks, and it was a clean 2-0 win. So many Kwangdong fans out here, so many cool fans line to support you, which means they deserve another celebration maybe?
많은 분들이 기대하시는 것 같은데 그렇죠? 저희가 살짝 빠져드리겠습니다. 메들리로 부탁드립니다.
So let's have a back-to-back Bulldog ceremony medley. A reel of his all of the dance moves that he pulled off.
티라미수 케이크부터 그 삐끼삐끼 클락션.
All three of the dance moves.
세 개 다? 네.
All three?
짧게 하셔도 됩니다. 박수 부탁드립니다.
Give it up for Bulldog, everyone.
티라미수 케이크, 티라미수 케이크.
So this is the tiramisu cake dance. Next up is KBO cheerleader dance.
와! 와! 아, 춤선이 프로다 프로야.
Those moves are so on point.
오늘 했던 클락션까지.
And lastly, the G-idol klaxon.
우와 우. 우와 우. 우와. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Bulldog. Please give it up for Bulldog one more time. I know this is hard, but thank you so much for redoing it for all the Kwangdong fans out here. Amazing celebration to the 2-0 win up against KT Roaster. And your next match is the Saturday Showdown up against BNK Fear X, a very important match for the playoffs contention. What is your resolution for that one?
BX 지금 굉장히 잘하고 있지만
Furex, they're on a crazy momentum, but this time around, we will crush them.
카드 선수의 각오도 들어보겠습니다.
일단 요즘 BNK의 팀의 그
These
기세가 말이
days,
안 된다 생각하고
BNK,
정말
they
잘
are
연습하고
on a very, very
있기
strong
때문에
momentum.
절대
I want to
방심하지
say
않고
they
저희가
are
잘할 수 있는 걸 잘 준비해서
displaying a great
잘 상대해
performance
보겠습니다.
right now, but I want to make sure that we can give it our all and prepare the best in order to secure a win that day. And this will be the end of the POG interview and back to the space. Thank you.